Hi, this is Charlie giving you a very brief update for Monday. There's a little bit of word of caution out there at the moment, I would say, in regards to these markets. We've had a nice double top here type thing on the Dow, and a similar situation. Let's have a look on the S&P. And the S&P's got a nice doji in there as well. But what I've seen is which is a bit of a worry. Obviously nothing's 100%, but it is a bit of a worry in that if I bring the comparisons up, and first of all if I click on the number of stocks that are, there we go, let's see if that's working, there we go, trading above their 200-day moving averages, this fine red line here, we can see that when price, this is on the S&P, when price came up to this area over here, then you can see the number of stocks trading above their 200-day moving average was higher than it currently is, and so that's a little bit of a concern. I think you'll see the same on the Dow as well, if I can bring the Dow up. So you'll see the Dow was higher over here, but I like to then take a look at the slightly smaller term breadth indicator, which is the number of stocks trading above their respective 40-day moving averages. So again, we've got the Dow double top, but over here we had a lot more stocks trading above their 40-day moving averages than we have right now. It could just mean that we're due for a pullback. We've had a lovely run in the markets. We're at double top, and so it's always potential. We've got this divergence in play from a breadth perspective, and it's just, I think it's just a word of caution. It doesn't mean to say that this has to be right, and obviously we could then still push on through. It doesn't. Markets can go higher with fewer stocks participating, but I do think it's a word of caution. So I think we'll just keep our eye out for that over the coming days. It doesn't have to obviously happen Monday, today. It could happen just in the coming few days if we were to stay around here. But the fact that the S&P put a doji in as well, I think that's of interest. So I would just be a little bit cautious on the upside potential of this market at the moment. He says that, and the market may fly up again yet, but the breadth indicator with a double top potential is now negative, whereas we don't always see that. So just bear that one in mind, especially with the doji there on the S&P. Right, let's turn that off. Okay, and then we'll have a quick look at the pound, because I think that's quite interesting at the moment. The pound's looking like it's starting to weaken a little bit. We've got this wonderful trend line in play. We came down for it again. We've bounced, not followed through yet. We've come back down to recheck this trend line. So cable really needs to get a leg up again today. I'm recording this Sunday afternoon actually, so for Monday it really needs a leg up. Otherwise it's starting to look a little bit bearish, and that it actually could go for a trendline break, and if that happens then we could easily see a retest of the 50-day moving average. Now remember, we haven't even retested this zone over here, which isn't that far away. It's only a couple hundred pips away. These prior highs here, we haven't retested those since breaking out, so that would certainly be a potential as well. So just seeing a little bit of potential weakness in a few of these markets. But if I look at the euro doesn't look too bad at the moment, but I have to be a little bit wary that if cable's looking a bit more bearish, then maybe that'll be a drag on the euro. We'll have to see, and certainly if the S&P is going to be bearish, then maybe something will happen to the euro there as well. So we'll have to see, but the euro chart doesn't look too as bad. At the end of the day, the overall trend is up across all of these markets. It's just that I'm seeing some warning signs, and warning signs are just that's all they are. It's just be wary. So if you see this price start breaking down, then you know, okay, right, well, there may well be some more downside to this, but obviously if price is strong, then we can ignore those warning signs for the time being. Anyway, have a fabulous week. Kim will be back in touch on Wednesday.